So I have started streaming live. I'll be sharing this YouTube link also. You can share with your friends. Hare Krishna, Prajit, Dandavad Pranam. Going to show Proji. After this, I am planning to give introduction, and then I hope Proji will join by that time. That's the plan. Proji. YouTube तो start कर दिया 79 हो गया अभी. So hello friends, I think so many have all joined already. We'll be starting our session in some time. Meanwhile, I wanted to show this small video clip. Actually, we will play this at the end, but still I'm showing right now immediately. So you can please watch this for some time and let me know if you are able to hear the sound or not. Okay. You can reply in chat whether it was audible or not. Okay. Okay. Now you can tell.
Session 1. Can a scientist believe in God? Science, as it has probed farther into space and deeper into the atom, discoveries like gravity, electromagnetism, and relativity have changed the course of world history. But a discovery of far more importance for you than all these is yet to be done. Indeed, that discovery, which can change the course of your life, beckons to you right now. It is the opportunity to discover yourself. Discover the deepest and greatest secrets of life in this exciting 6-session journey. Session 1. Can a scientist believe in God? Science, as it has probed farther into space and deeper into the atom, has found marvels of intricacy and delicacy at every level. No wonder then that the greatest scientists throughout history, Galileo, Newton, Kelvin, Einstein, Maxwell, Max Born, have all concluded that this astounding harmony and design requires a designer. Session 2. Getting the eyes to see God. If God exists, why are we not able to see Him? Does He keep Himself hidden from us? Or has He given us the means to see Him? Can material science find God for us? Or do we need another, higher dimensional science? Discover a timeless yet cutting-edge spiritual science that unravels all the truths of life. Session 3, Vedic Wisdom, the Privilege of Humanity. Discover your greatest human resource, an underutilized power that has raised you far above the animal world, the latent ability that can bring out the divinity locked within you. Discover also the Manual for Life, the wisdom literature handed down since time immemorial that contains extraordinary scientific information and unparalleled spiritual revelation. Session 4, Existence of the Soul, Fact or Fantasy. Scientists have documented innumerable cases of extraordinary people, children who have remembered their past lives, and patients who have seen themselves from outside their own bodies. That mysterious source of consciousness, the ultimate anti-material particle, the soul or the Atman, can be discovered through Vedic spiritual science. Session 5, Substance and Shadow. All of us are searching for beauty, for love, for peace, and for joy. Discover the truth that will take your search to ultimate fulfillment, beyond the miseries and anxieties of life, beyond the limitations of time and space, to the spiritual realm, to the Supreme Person, to that which is the source of all beauty, the reservoir of all happiness. Session 6, The Path of Endless Love. Discover the sublime secret that underlies and unifies all the great religions of the world. Go beyond externals to the heart of spirituality. Love. Love for God and love for all His children. Discover practical and powerful techniques to awaken that lost love in your own heart and to share that treasure of divine love with the whole world. Don't miss this intellectual and spiritual adventure, lest you miss yourself.
Okay, so that was a great video. Actually, this video is about our future sessions, upcoming sessions, which we conduct after today's session. And this 6 session series is actually very wonderful because this is actually this helps us look into ourselves and discover what we are, and it gives a very new and beautiful perspective of our own self and our own surroundings and lives. And actually, I just wanted to share few experiences after attending this session. Just a give. Okay, so sorry for the inconvenience. Our speaker has some internet connectivity issues, and there are some delays from our side. And yeah, we'll start the session. So we'll hope and pray sir will join quickly. He'll be able to join us soon. And before he comes, I just want to give a short introduction about our sir. Uh, I hope you're all very curious to know about him because he's from IIT Hyderabad, and it's very very interesting profile he has, and so many have got inspired from him. Okay, I hope I'm audible. In case at any point if I'm not audible, you can always ping in the chat. Okay, so we welcome all of you. I think there are all boys here, boys and girls. All students are here from various colleges. Uh, so Gokaraju Rangaraju, Samskriti College, IMBA, Vishwa Vishwani, Bhadrakula, Symbiosis, Vigyan Jyoti, Srinidhi. So we welcome all of you. May please forgive me in case I missed any names of the colleges. We welcome all of the students. We are very glad to receive you here. And I just want to give a short introduction of our speaker. His name is Gajendranath Chaudhary, Dr. Gajendranath Chaudhary. He's a faculty in the Department of Electrical Engineering, IIT Hyderabad, and he has gone with his he has done with his MTech and PhD degrees from IIT Delhi in 2008 and 2016, and he has worked as analog circuit design engineer for mobile handsets with ST Ericsson from 2008 to 2010, and with Aura Semiconductor during 2011, 13, and 16. Apart from his career, personally, he's a very good at balancing his own life in such a way that he inspires his students in a positive direction. He is very well versed with spiritual subjects like Bhagavad Gita, and he's also great source of inspiration for many students across various colleges in Hyderabad and across India also. So he gives very inspirational, motivational talks on lifestyle management based on these Vedic literatures at various engineering colleges across India. To name a few are IIT Hyderabad, IIT Bombay, BITS Pilani Hyderabad campus, Osmania University, CBIT, JNTU, NIT Warangal, SU University Tirupati, Pune University, etc. There are so many colleges, I am not going to list out them. And he is also actively involved in value education programs conducted at various schools and colleges benefiting thousands of children. And being such a professional in his career and devotional dedication, he is very well appreciated in all round circles of students and faculties at IIT Hyderabad and BITS Hyderabad. So he has kindly agreed to extend himself and give his valuable time for us. And he's already there now. I'm just going to give him the rights to speak and share. So let us welcome Dr. Gajendranath sir and address our all colleges at Hyderabad. So, sir, thank you very much, sir. You
Yes.
can please,
Okay,
I'll
I'm
just give
sorry.
you sharing rights immediately.
Yeah, sure, sure. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm sorry I kept you waiting for a long time. I was stuck with too many things and there was some internet issue. I'm sorry for that. I hope I'm audible, Anuk. Am I audible?
Actually, you're audible, but
Anuk, am
the
I
voice
audible?
is not very clear. Your voice is not very clear, sir.
Is it breaking?
Yes, yes, it's breaking.
Just seconds. That's it.
So before leaving all of you, I request you all to uh, just wait after the session. You can just wait for 5 minutes. I'll be circulating one questionnaire. It's a very important questionnaire for all of you. So please do fill it, and we'll give some necessary time also for that. So this is a short announcement for all of you. Thank you all. We'll just wait for sir. He'll immediately join us. And yeah, that's all from my side.
Can you confirm that you can hear me clearly now?
Sir, I'm able to hear, but then your voice is still breaking. It's interrupting.
I'm on Wi-Fi now. It should be fine. I hope. No.
No, I think it's not yet clear. Others can confirm also, somebody in the chat once. No, it's not clear, sir.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Yes, I think this is better now.
Okay, great. Thank you. I just jumped to Wi-Fi again back. Okay, let's see. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you
Okay,
for
so let me share my screen.
Yes, sir. I hope you are having the rights.
Yeah, I have the rights. Yes.
Okay.
Can you confirm that you can see my screen, Anuk?
Yes, sir, we can.
Yeah. Are my slides moving?
Yes, sir.
Great. Thank you so much. Okay. So
But they are not the slideshow.
no, there are no slides.
Yeah. Now it's moving.
Okay. Okay, great. Thank you so much. I'm very sorry to kept you waiting for so long. Okay, so we are going to speak about the mind. So to understand a couple of the research, what it says. So leading behavior researchers have told us that as much as 77% of everything we think is negative, counterproductive, and works.
You are not audible, sir.
Yeah, I'm speaking with him.
Hello.
Hello. I'm there.
Can you hear me now? Okay, great.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So I was telling you 95% of those thoughts were the same as that once you thought the day before. So most of the thoughts we get are the random and unnecessary, and most of those thoughts are same as what we got before. And I also said that, so many medical researchers have said that 75% of all the illness what we get are self-induced. You must have seen that most of the people who become sick, who are disturbed in their life, are the problems caused by their wrong thoughts. And they were most of the time sick because it's not that somebody caused a problem to them. They themselves think very negatively about everything in life and they become sick. So I'll tell you one thing.
Sir?
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt. Actually, we are not able to see your screen.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, because I got disconnected and started to work. Okay, now is it okay?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, medical researchers had said that 75% of all the illness which we have are self-induced. And also said that today we are able to control remote satellites in space, but unfortunately we are not able to control our own minds. We all must have felt this, right? What is the nature of the mind? The mind, if it is controlled, it is our best friend. If it is uncontrolled, it will be our greatest enemy. Now you must have seen, all of you have seen an elephant, right? If you take an elephant, if the elephant is good elephant, you can actually train the elephant to do a lot of things. For example, if you go to places where there are a lot of elephants, they use the elephant to carry tons of load from one place to other place. It will work very well with human beings. But if the elephant is a mad elephant, it can create a havoc. It can create a great disturbance to the people around and the system around it. That's why the mind is compared to an elephant. So if the elephant is very well controlled, it's a good elephant. If it's very well, elephant is not controlled, it's called uncontrolled mind or a bad elephant. So that's why good elephant is controlled mind and bad elephant is uncontrolled mind. It can create such really a lot of disturbance. So can the mind be really our friend? Mind is actually compared to a knife, right? So how is the knife good or bad? Anu, can you please mute? I think some mics are on.
Yes. I am going to change the settings. Sorry for the disturbance.
Sure.
I did that.
So yeah, mind is compared to a knife. How? Now you may ask, is the knife good or bad? It actually depends upon who is using it, right? For example, if the knife is given to your mother, she will chop the vegetables and make nice preparation. If the same knife is given to a doctor, he will do a surgery and save a person's life. But if you give that same knife to a thief, he is going to kill somebody and rob. So it actually depends upon how we are using it. Similarly, mind is like a knife, right? If we train them to use nicely, then we can get a best benefit out of it. Now you see, as I was telling you, in surgeon's hand, it can save a life. In a miscreant's hand, it can kill a person. So what are the 4 deadly characteristics of the mind? We learn from this acronym, mind. The first thing about the mind is it magnifies. Whether it's a problem, whether it's a pleasure, whether it's anxiety. Many of you felt, right, before the exam, if you have not studied a chapter, right, then you will feel really a problem, right? Mind will say, oh, I didn't study, I'll lose. Sometimes mind will see a small incident in a cinema or something, and it's keep on imagining that the same scene and will be rolling in imagination, right? And similarly, mind also zooms the anxiety. If you get a little anxiety, it looks like without that, we are going to die. That's the mind's problem. It basically magnifies everything what we have, whether it's a problem, pleasure, or anxiety. And as I was telling you, mind is good at imagining things, very intensely imagines. For example, there are some people, if even they get a seat in engineering college, they start imagining as if they have graduated from engineering college, they got a high paid salary job, they were enjoying their life. And it's good at imagining, right? It does too much imagination. So it keeps you away from the reality. And the another nature of the mind is it neglects the good instructions, right? If somebody comes and says you it is bad, then it immediately says, hey, why are you telling me go to so many good things? I'm very good. You don't need to instruct me. That's the nature of the mind. Then another nature of the mind is it denies the reality, right? What is the reality? Sometimes, for example, I have an exam tomorrow. Then if I don't study well tonight, I'm going to get failed. But if there is a new movie which is launched in the cinema theater, mind says we should go to the movie and watch it. Although somebody is telling that you have to study for the exam, the reality is if you don't study, we get less marks, but it denies the reality. It wants to basically go and enjoy the cinema theater scenes, right? That's the nature of the mind. And there are also three cancers of the uncontrolled mind, which are dangerous, which are, for example, mind has basically does comparison, unhealthy comparison, unfortunately. What is it? See, for example, I'll tell you one thing. So in engineering college, in 4th year, right? Let's say that the placements are starting from tomorrow. Today, all the engineering students will be happy. At the same time, there is little anxiety in their life. I should get placed. After first day of placements, that is tomorrow, if you really observe, if you really see things, then what happens is only a few set of people will get placed. Maybe 1 to 5% of the students gets placed of the first day of placements. Then you go and ask the people who got placed, they're very happy. And there are a lot of people who did not get placed. There are 95% of the people. You go and ask them, hey, why didn't you get placed? Why are you so sad? Then they say, you have not got placed. That's why you are sad. But if you really ask them, what they say is that we are unhappy not because we didn't get placement, because others got the placement. So that's how the mind basically compares. It doesn't see the opportunity that tomorrow, day after tomorrow, there are so many companies coming. They can be still happy because there are more opportunities. But what mind says? Mind will say that, okay, others got it, so I should be miserable. That's the nature. Mind has always as compares, right? Somebody is good at music, somebody is good at engineering, math, somebody who is good at some other thing, a lot of skills you have, right? But mind will always compare, especially in the same field. If you're in electronics and communication engineering, for example, then
Sir?
All the electronics, yes.
Sorry to interrupt. We can go till 8:15, sir.
Sure.
Yeah,
yes,
you can cover accordingly.
Sure. So, and if in your class, electronics EC department, somebody got as a first rank, second rank, and you are a third rank. And somebody in the mechanical department has got first rank. Then you will feel you will compare yourself with the guy in your stream more and miserable than the guy who is in mechanical department, right? Generally that happens. In the same field, we compare more and we become very unhappy. But what we should know is that every one of us have been gifted with some skills, right? With that, we can always excel. We should never do unhealthy comparison and prove that I am great in this world unnecessarily. And another thing is complying. Mind's nature is to comply, right? For example, if we got less marks in exam, then we complain, right? The teacher did not teach me well, right? And we say that exam paper didn't go well. So many things we'll say. We'll keep on complaining. And also we criticize, right? And many times we see in our life, problem may be erased because of we, but if we find that there is also small, insignificant portion of the problem came from someone else, we point fingers at him and we say that because of him only, we got less marks in the exam. So this is the nature of the mind. It basically does unhealthy comparison, unnecessarily it will complain, and unreasonable criticism it does. So one should not do these three things if he wants to be peaceful. Any person who does these three, unhealthy comparison, unnecessary complaining nature, and unreasonable criticism, this is the nature of the uncontrolled mind, and he cannot be peaceful because he is blaming others instead of taking the responsibility. What are the consequences of uncontrolled mind? Lack of confidence, depression, loss of trust, stress, hypertension, madness, a lot of dangerous diseases, damage to oneself, family, and society, and weakened determination. These are the different qualities of consequences of an uncontrolled mind. That's why we should actually learn to control our mind, which we'll see. I'm just trying to see, explain what are the greatest difficulties of uncontrolled mind. Now, the question here is, can we really control the mind? See, right, in a great epic book called Mahabharat War, there's a Bhagavad Gita, which is discussed. In that, and then one interesting sloka. In that sloka, it is said that Chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramati balavadruvan tasyaham nigraham manye vayoriva sudushkaram. What it means is that the mind is restless, turbulent, obstinate, and very strong. Oh Krishna, and to subdue it, I think, is more difficult than controlling the wind. So I repeat, mind is restless. All of us we feel. And mind is very turbulent and obstinate. It doesn't listen to any good instructions. And it's very, very strong. And it's very difficult to subdue it. What Arjuna is actually a great warrior. He could control the wind, but he's telling that I cannot control my mind. Now you see here, can we control the wind really? Is it that easy? You see, that person is falling and going. Now you see here. Is it difficult? Is it easy to control the wind? You see here. Yeah. So like that, it's very, very difficult to control the mind. That's why it is said that it's easy to control the wind, but not to control the mind. Now we have seen how difficult to control the wind itself. For us, it's very, very difficult. So that's why, so now I'll tell you a couple of techniques, how we can actually control the mind. Now, before we understand to control the mind, we have to really understand what is mind, right? What is mind? If you take our body, in our body, there are senses, right? We have ears, we have an eyes, we have a nose, we have a tongue, we have a touch. Through these different sense organs, we pass some information. So we can compare our brain and human body, especially, to your computer, right? Your computer has a lot of sensors, right? A lot of sensors, right? You press some keys, you have a camera, right? It also can speak out some things. Then there is a hardware. Hardware is like a brain. You have a main CPU in your computer. That's like a brain. On that brain, you run some software, right? So that software is like mind. Now, based on the software you program, the computer responds to you that way. All of us have the similar brain tissues, similar type of the organs, right? All same organs through which we pass information to the brain. Then mind is a software which is running on the brain. Then it takes some decisions. Now, there is also a self, user. We are like a user who is using this, right? Now, that is a conscious self. Now, that's why mind.
Sir, you're not audible, sir. Friends, give me a second. Sir, I think you can speak now, sir. You can please proceed with sharing your screen.
Yeah. Am I audible clearly back again?
Yes, you are audible.
Yes, yes. Yeah. So I was telling you, because of the uncontrolled mind, there are so many difficulties to control our mind. We need to know how to use the technology around us.
Sir,
The
actually your
biggest
voice is not clear. Sir?
Object we have now.
Sir,
Can you hear me?
we can hear you, but it was not clear. Now
Is
can
it
you
the
speak?
same problem?
You can
Yes, yes.
turn off your video, sir, maybe.
Yeah, video is off, of course.
No, your video is not off. It's trying to share your video also.
Okay, is it okay now? Better?
Yeah, now you're audible.
Okay. Okay, I'm back again. Okay,
Yeah, now it's better, sir.
Yeah. So I was telling, we have a cell phone, and that cell phone has too many applications, right? Now, if you see, open a phone, a lot of people nowadays, young people, they open the phone and they wanted to call someone. By the time you open a phone, there are hundreds and hundreds of notifications. You start reading one by one, and after some time you place your phone back. We even forget that we opened a phone to call someone else. So that's the situation. So how you have to use smartphone? The best thing is you get rid of all the apps you don't really need them, right? See, most of the times we feel that if I'm not in that WhatsApp group, or I'm not in this, I'm not in that, I don't get updates. To be frank, as a student, as a working person, we don't need to know so many things actually. The best would to be there wherever we need and turn off all the notifications. And you can keep on checking regularly your email or whatever, WhatsApp every day sometime. And you fix the time, and you only spend that time to really see your notifications and whatever it is. So for example, what I do, I don't, of course, use smartphone, but even I basically check email. And my understanding is that if it's so urgent, people will either send you SMS or call you on the phone. This is for sure. So that's why you get rid of these so many apps on your phone, which is like a distraction for us, and you turn off the notifications and you keep on checking once in a while. You put a fixed time. You see, we have only 24 hours of time. Out of the 24 hours time, most of the people nowadays spend at least 10 to 12 hours on the screen for so many things. Out of those 10 hours, if I spend every hour just 5 minutes, I lost 1 hour out of it. That's why, my friends, I request you to get rid of so many apps unnecessary on your cell phone and avoid the distractions. That's a distraction. If you have a distraction, you cannot focus on anything. If you keep on increasing your distractions, the mind becomes more uncontrolled. Now you see here, there was one lady. That lady was about to give a birth to a child. She was taken to a labor room. And after giving birth to a child, she has become unconscious. And she came to conscious after a few hours. Then the nurses came running to her and said, "Why are you so anxious? What are you looking for?" "So your baby we just took out for some checkup. We are bringing her back. Don't worry." But she said, no, I am not anxious about that baby. My husband recently gifted a cell phone, so I'm looking for it. So people have got attachment so much, got attached to cell phones so much. So that's why we should never think, we should never become, we should always try to use the phone in the right way. We should never give complete control to the phone. Now, right now, the situation outside the world is phone is using us. We are not using the phone, right? Many of us really feel it. So this is one thing. And another thing is, there is a lot of takeaway here. How over usage of media can take away a life of satisfaction from our hands, which is proved. Right? Many of us spend so much time on the media with the help of especially cell phone. But if one wants to feel happy and satisfied in life, he basically needs to do these three things.
feeling sense of completion, right? We can never complete our task because we are distracted by so many things. Feeling healthy and joyful, right? We cannot do that. We spend too much time on cell phone and social media. And feeling for selfless contribution. We cannot contribute anything because we are all time sitting before the cell phone. That's why most of the people are nowadays frustrated and they cannot focus on anything in life. And feeling of social connection, right? We have so many connections, right? If you open Facebook, Twitter, wherever, whatever, right? We were connected to so many people, but we are not really connected to anyone's heart, really. That's a problem. Now, how does actually mind affects our body? The research study says that positive thoughts lead to a secretion called endorphin, and that endorphin secretion generates energy and strength. So if you want to be really have a lot of strength and you want to work really nice and study well and do these things, the first thing is we should have a positive thoughts. And now if you see that on internet, we find so many things. If you find good also, bad also, most of the times we find only bad. Because of that, when we watch whole day those things, it's very difficult to get the positive thoughts. And also it is said that negative thoughts lead to, there is another secretion called adrenaline. And what does it do is it robs us of the power and strength and make us feel tired and drained. And it says it looks like we are tired and drained. So that's why even having a positive thoughts can get you a lot of strength. Even negative thoughts, a lot of people feel very sick. They can't do a lot of work because their mind, a lot of negative things are going on their head. So that's why mind has such a power, right? So now there is another tip. The first tip I told you is that you should avoid the distractions. The second tip is, many of us, when we are trying to study, before us, we put a book, a lot of thoughts will keep coming. I should go and watch that movie. I should go and meet this friend. I should go and eat food. I should go and play. So many things will keep coming to our head. So the best thing what Bhagavad Gita says is that from wherever the mind wanders due to its flickering and unsteady nature, one must certainly withdraw it and bring it back under the control of the self. What does it mean? It means, for example, if I am studying and my mind says that I should go and play, then you should immediately grab your mind, make sure that you remind the mind that my business is to study now, and you study. If the mind has gone to the mess, you bring it back and put it in study. So another technique is that whenever you realize that your mind wandering, you bring it back and make it to focus on what you are doing. The another thing is, there is something called mind, there is something called intelligence, right? So one should sharpen the intelligence. So I'll tell you what is the difference between mind. I told you it's a software. So intelligence is above the mind. Now the difference is this. So to explain that, let me give an example. Let's say that tomorrow you have an exam, right? Now you wanted to get good marks in the exam, but unfortunately this is the exam which is the toughest and you didn't study well in the whole semester. Now at this point in time, your friend came and said that, hey, look, you have been waiting to watch a movie, so and so movie from a long time. I got the tickets, let's go for a first show. Then you say, your mind will say, wow, that movie, I have seen so many posters and billboards on the road. I wanted to watch this movie at any cost. Now tomorrow is an exam, which you wanted to get good marks, which you didn't study well. Then the mind will say, what? 6 to 9, just 3-hour show, cinema theater is just neighborhood. I just go watch a movie and come back and study. Anyway, in my engineering, I studied the whole night and I could crack the exam so well and I got a lot of marks. So I shouldn't really worry about it, right? So that's what the mind says. Anyway, I can just do overnight business and just get it done. The intelligence says, are a fool, this subject is tough. You didn't study well and you didn't attend a lot of classes. I think better you study, you don't go for a movie. You study and write the exam well and get a lot of marks. Better to do this. Anyway, movie will not go anywhere. If not today, you can watch tomorrow or day after or later in the week. Movie will not go anywhere. So now who is going to win, mind or intelligence? So mind will win if the mind is stronger. Intelligence will win if intelligence is stronger. Now you have to sharpen the intelligence. So many of us think intelligence simply means that we have to remember a lot of things, mug up them, and use them to create something wonderful like laptop, cell phone, or wonderful objects in the world. But that is one type of intelligence. But the real intelligence, according to ancient India, is the ability to discriminate between good and bad. I'll tell you another example. There are a lot of doctors, right? You know, a lot of doctors do smoke. Do you know that they don't know if they smoke, they get cigarette? Yes. They get cancer? Yes, they know. But still what happens is they cannot control their mind. They can't control. Their intelligence is so bad that they don't have willpower to make their mind to listen to their intelligence. That's a problem. That's why the real intelligence is the ability to discriminate between good and bad. We have to sharpen that intelligence. If intelligence is stronger, it can put a rope to the mind and it can make the mind to walk on the right path. So we need to sharpen our intelligence. How do we sharpen? We can sharpen that intelligence. For example, we learn two important things, right? From Bhagavad Gita, for example. What is the one thing? One thing it says is that mind is like a more powerful than the wind. It is turbulent. It is obstinate. It's very difficult to control it, right? That's one point. It also says that mind, whenever it wanders here and there, you bring it back and make it to focus on what you are doing. Like that, we learn a lot of principles in life from this literature, right? When we learn them, our intelligence becomes sharpened, then we can control the mind. So the next thing is the best practice of controlling the mind is through the practice of meditation, right? So meditation means what? You have to focus on something, right? All the religions, for example, prescribe some mantra meditation. You take Christianity, they chant on the beats. So the idea is that you chant a mantra and you hear that mantra. If the mind is going here and there, you bring it back and make it do the repeatedly same act. When you do that, you get an absorption, right? You get focus, you get a concentration. So in every religion, you take Buddhism, you take Christianity, you take Islam, you take Vedic India, everywhere people take the beats, they chant a mantra and they hear that mantra. Only two things it's doing. You're talking, you are saying something and you're hearing, saying and hearing, saying and hearing. So the next thing is the best way to control the mind is through good association. Association means what? Association, one sense, means that good people around you, right? If, for example, I'll tell you a simple example. Tomorrow you have an exam and one of your friend came, you wanted to go for some time to relax. You don't want to study. Then you went to your neighbor's room and that fellow is playing a movie because he doesn't have an exam. He's from some other department. He doesn't have an exam. He's playing a movie. Now, if you sit with him, naturally you'll watch a movie. But if you go to a person who is next to him, who is studying, who is in your class, they will tend to study. That's why we should always make an association, which is good for us to improve our knowledge, our quality of life, and our consciousness. If we can have such association, it is good. So association is very, very important. It is said that if you want to know about a person, it is very difficult to observe him for a long time. But if you go and talk to 5 of his friends, right? Just 5 of his friends, then you can get lot of knowledge about that person, because these 5 people will not behave in the same way in that point of time. So you can know what this person is. So that's why association is most important thing in our life. I know that you all got seat in prestigious engineering colleges. Now don't waste your life. You try to find the good friends with whom you can study well, grow yourself in the life, which is very, very essential. Now I'll tell you one story, how actually association plays a role. There were 2 parrots. One parrot is being sold to a butcher. Another parrot is being sold to a king. Now this butcher, one day one person was passing, one sage was passing. When he came to near butcher shop, this parrot was started saying, "Hey, catch him, kill him, cut him, catch him, kill him, cut him." It's yelling like that. And the same sage, when he went into the king's palace, this parrot was started saying, "Oh, my dear king, please come, have a seat. Where are you coming from? How is your health? Can you teach me some nice things?" And he started saying further, now, king went for a morning walk, he will be wild. Then this sage was shocked. I saw another parrot, it just looked like you, but it was talking bad things. It was telling like that and you are telling like that. What is the difference? Then this parrot said, "Oh, you are talking about that parrot. He is actually my brother. Then how is that he is talking like this and you are talking like this?" Then this parrot said, "Do you know, as you know, my dear sage very well, we become what we associate. with. I repeat, we become what we associate with. For example, you take an iron piece, you throw it into the fire, right? What does the iron piece get quality? What qualities it gets? It gets the qualities of the red hot fire. You take the same iron piece and put it in the deep fridge, right? You freeze it in the deep fridge. What happens? Then it gets the qualities of the ice cold. So similarly, we are also like that. So we become what we associate with. We associate with good people, we get the qualities of them. We associate with the bad people, we get the qualities of them. And to control the mind, the biggest and the most important thing is this A. A stands for association. B stands for books, which we already said. C stands for meditation, right? So this A is the most important thing. If we have a good association, association simply does not mean just this. Association also means that what we are watching, with whom are we talking, right? What books are we reading? Actually, mind is also compared to like a book, right? For example, you take your college notes, right? In the semester starting, you buy your notes and you make a notes in it, right? At the end of the semester, what you see in your notes is what scripts you have written in. Whatever you have written, only you can read. Nothing new comes into your notebook. So similarly, in our life, mind is also like a book. Whatever scripts you write into it, those scripts only will come. What are those scripts? Music we watch, right? And movies we watch, books we read. These are the things which actually get into our mind. And what music we watch and what movies we watch, music we hear, what movies we watch, and what books we read, what type of activities we do, all these define scripts in our mind. But that actually depends upon what? It actually depends upon our friends, right? So our association is most important thing. Then as I was telling you, if you read the good books, our intelligence gets sharpened. With the help of that intelligence, we should be able to control the mind. So these are the few thoughts I have. So the most important thing I'll tell you, mind is the very, very difficult to control. The best way to control the mind is, we have seen what is mind and we have discussed a lot of things, but the few tips I want to tell you to control the mind is that A, B, C. A stands for association, B stands for books, C stands for meditation. So if you remember this ABC formula, if you apply them slowly in your life, you should be able to control your mind very well. And most of the times our mind is uncontrolled and disturbed because of the distractions we have around it. And most of the distractions we get because of our smartphone. So make sure that you use your smartphone very, very cautiously. The smartphone is also like a knife, right? Now, you can use the same smartphone to attend talks like this and attend college classes, make the notes and read for studies and get good things. And the same smartphone one can use to play video games and waste a lot of time, watch everything on the internet and waste time. So this knife, we should be very well train our mind to use this knife of smartphone very well. Otherwise, we'll waste our life and ruin our life. That's why, to avoid the distraction, make sure that you always stay in good company of the people that will actually help you to grow in your life. So thank you very much. These are the few thoughts. If you have some questions or comments, we can take now.
Sorry to interrupt, sir.
Yeah.
Just before going to question answers.
Yes.
I would like to make a small, I want to share a small promo video of our upcoming sessions. This is a continuous series of 6 sessions, which is named of Discover Yourself. I'll just share the video and again I will talk about it. Please let me know in case you are not able to hear after I play this video.
Discoveries like gravity, electromagnetism, and relativity have changed the course of world history. But a discovery of far more importance for you than all these is yet to be done. Indeed, that discovery, which can change the course of your life, beckons to you right now. It is the opportunity to discover yourself. Discover the deepest and greatest secrets of life in this exciting 6-session journey. Session 1. Can a scientist believe in God? Science, as it has probed farther into space and deeper into the atom, has found marvels of intricacy and delicacy at every level. No wonder then that the greatest scientists throughout history, Galileo, Newton, Kelvin, Einstein, Maxwell, Max Planck, have all concluded that this astounding harmony and design requires a designer. Session 2. Getting the eyes to see God. If God exists, why are we not able to see Him? Does He keep Himself hidden from us? Or has He given us the means to see Him? Can material science find God for us? Or do we need another, higher dimensional science? Discover a timeless yet cutting-edge spiritual science that unravels all truths of life. Session 3. Vedic Wisdom, the privilege of humanity. Discover your greatest human resource, an underutilized power that has raised you far above the animal world, the latent ability that can bring out the divinity locked within you. Discover also the manual for life, the wisdom literature handed down since time immemorial that contains extraordinary scientific information and unparalleled spiritual revelation. Session 4. Existence of the soul, fact or fantasy. Scientists have documented innumerable cases of extraordinary people, children who have remembered their past lives, and patients who have seen themselves from outside their own bodies. That mysterious source of consciousness, the ultimate anti-material particle, the soul or the Atman, can be discovered through Vedic spiritual science. Session 5. Substance and Shadow. All of us are searching for beauty, for love, for peace, and for joy. Discover the truth that will take your search to ultimate fulfillment, beyond the miseries and anxieties of life, beyond the limitations of time and space, to the spiritual realm, to the Supreme Person, to that which is the source of all beauty, the reservoir of all happiness. Session 6. The Path of Endless Love. Discover the sublime secret that underlies and unifies all the great religions of the world. Go beyond externals to the heart of spirituality. Love. Love for God and love for all His children. Discover practical and powerful techniques to awaken that lost love in your own heart and to share that treasure of divine love with the whole world. Don't miss this intellectual and spiritual adventure, lest you miss yourself.
That was an interesting video. Don't miss yourself. So I actually shared one form, if you see in your chat, one form link and also a small description. So the promo video which I showed you is about our Discover Yourself course. It is actually held during the weekends, Saturday, Sunday, whenever the days which you are available on. And this is a very interesting series which will help us develop new perspective in our life. And you all have to register. It's very wonderful. And the process for registering to this course is very simple. You just need to fill this form which I have just shared in the chat, and that is a spiritual quotient test which is for yourself and also for us as a small short feedback. So we request you all to take out 5 minutes of your time and please write this test. Now it is 7:40 and by 7:45 we'll be ending and we'll start our question answers. So we are giving you 5 minutes of time. Please use this 5 minutes of your time to fill this form, and you can definitely ask your questions from the session, whatever you have, at 7:45. Thank you. Please use this time. So it is 7:41. We have 4 more minutes. I hope you all have started writing your test. So this is not your college test. Don't worry. Nobody's going to judge you. It's for your revision. Friends, it is 7:44. You have just 1 more minute. Please finish off your test quickly. Okay, I hope all of you are done with your test. It's 7:45. Those who are filling the form, you can continue filling the form. And those who have questions, you can start asking your questions. And we want this session to be very interactive. Please participate. We seek your participation. And you can put your questions in chat or unmute yourself. I'm giving unmute rights for all. So please take advantage of this wonderful opportunity to interact with Gajendranath sir. Because I personally had many questions at your time also, and I was very happy when I got my answers for many of my doubts.
Okay, feel free to ask. Otherwise, you put in the chat also, no problem.
Yeah, you can put in chat also.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
You can say your name. first.
Sir, my name is Shiv Venkatesh from Samskruti College, sir.
Yeah. Please tell me, Venkatesh.
Sir, daily how much time we have to meditate, sir, for control our mind?
What he said, Anup, can you get it?
Yeah,
How
he's
much?
asking how much time we have to meditate.
Oh, that depends upon how much time you have. But see, for example, it varies from person to person, time to time. You should do whatever you could do. For let's say that you have only 10 minutes. You do only 10 minutes, but most important thing is consistency, right? I do 2 hours today and tomorrow I will not do for 10 days. No, doesn't work. Whatever time you fix, minimum 15 to 20 minutes, and you continuously do regularly at the same time over a long period of time to get a benefit out of it. So don't take a big jump that I will meditate 2 hours, doesn't work. You take a small 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever you could do, start with that time, maintain the consistency, right? Quantity doesn't matter, consistency and quality matters. So remember that. So Anuk, you can get in touch with Anuk. He'll help you a lot of interesting and the meditation text, which will surely work for everyone.
Yeah, our club is always there.
Wonderful question.
Always for that. You can get in touch in our WhatsApp group.
Yeah. Any further questions? Thank you, Venkatesh. Hema from Samskruti College, sir. Yes, please, Hema. Please tell me. What's your question? I have doubt about my time management. Can you say what we have to do for managing our time? Excellent. Good question you have. Yeah. So I appreciate your question. Very nice question. Actually, many times things, we have only 24 hours, each one of us. The best way to manage the time means actually we have to manage our mind, right? It's not that we don't have time. We have a lot of time, but our mind is so uncontrolled. It will waste. It will take us from this place to that place, to this website, to that website, and so many places, and waste our time. So if you want to manage the time, I'll tell you a few techniques. The first technique is we should avoid a lot of distractions. And another thing is we should have a regulated lifestyle. For example, you have to get up early in the morning, do some meditation, do some work at home. You go to college, take the notes, attend all the classes, come back and revise the notes. And you make a schedule and try to stick to that schedule as much as possible. If you do that, and if you manage your mind to do that, you can easily manage your time. And also the time management itself is a big topic. But it's very, very big topic. But one thing I can surely tell that you try to plan, you do these three things: planning, doing, and interacting. You remember these three things: planning, doing, and interacting. Planning means whatever you want to do next 6 months, next 1 year, next day, whatever, you make a rough sketch and in detailed sketch for the next 1 week, 10 days. And just making plan is not enough. You have to execute also. You try to act on that plan. Then to achieve anything in life, planning and doing is not enough. We have to work as a team in many times. So you have to also interact with the people. So you nicely manage planning, doing, and interacting. You should be able to manage the time. To do this planning, doing, and interacting, and to stick to that, you need to manage your mind. So here, Veera Raghav is asking how to control anger. Is anger good? Anger is also like knife only. If you know how to use it, you'll get success. So we should not unnecessarily become angry. If you become angry, we are the people who get disturbed more than anyone else, right? Many of you must have felt, right? So for example, I'll give one example. One day Buddha was walking on a street. One person was scolding him, scolding. Then along with Buddha, there was one more person, his disciple, who is walking with him. After going some distance, this disciple asked Buddha, "Hey, why didn't you say anything to him when he said so many things? Did you not really get affected?" Then he said, "I didn't really get affected because the reason is simple. I didn't take whatever he gave. Everything what he gave was with him only. I didn't accept. I didn't take anything. For example, if I have 100 rupees, I'm trying to give you 100 rupees. If you don't take that, 100 rupees is with me only. Na? Similarly, that fellow was showing so much anger and envy and jealous towards Buddha, and he didn't accept anything. So that was everything was with him. So similarly, this anger is good or bad depends upon where we are using and how we are using. In general, anger is bad. That's why there is an English saying, anger is one letter short of danger. Right? You take a danger, you remove D, you are left with anger. That's why generally our anger only leads to danger. Sometimes anger we may use to correct the people, but that rarely happens. That's why whenever we are thinking that we are becoming angry, if you can realize that itself is a great thing, then you pause for a while, you think for a while, then you can act on it. So don't have an impulsive reaction. You basically think and act. That will help. How to avoid procrastinating plans? Wow, wonderful question. So to avoid procrastination, we need to know the urgency of that matter. How do we know urgency of that matter? When we interact with the people who are working on that with a great urgency. So again, you have a friend who works on the things on time with a great urgency. We should be able to avoid this procrastinating problem. So what is the difference between goal and aim, and what real passion mean? What we have to do to reach our goals? My God, you were such a long question you asked. Very nice. So you have a question, what is goal, what is aim? Loosely speaking, they're all same. But I'll tell you one fundamental principle behind all these things. Whether you want to have a goal, whether you want to have an aim, every one of us are actually looking for happiness, right? Why do you want to do what am I doing? I want to be happy, right? We're all searching for happiness, right? Whether you got a seat in engineering college, whether you're studying well, or whether you're leaving studies and doing some other business, or whether you want to become a sportsman, or whether you want to become an actor, whatever it is, right? We are all doing it to become happy, right? To feel satisfied. Now, we also want success, right? That also we want, because all the results of success is to make oneself happy. So, the most important thing in our life is to understand the truth that we are all searching for happiness and walk on a right path to become happy. See, many times we may get success, we may get failure also, whatever may be the situation, right? What we have to understand is that we should walk on a right path, right, with the great values, and we should contribute positively to the society. That gives us more satisfaction to us. So all our passion should lead to that. When it leads to that, we'll become happy. Maybe I may be a passionate person, I may earn crores and crores of money, but still I might be miserable. You go to America and Japan, they're technologically very advanced. There's so much science, there's so much technology, there's so many gadgets, there are so many things are there, but still people are unhappy. Why? Because they didn't understand that to become really happy, it's not the external things which matters. We also have to look internally. I think you contemplate on that and you get connected to us. I think we should be able to teach you more things on this line. But for you as a student, your goal should be to focus on your studies, not get into bad habits, and learn good values for your life, which will last for a long time. That should be your goal. Then you should work passionately for that. Then you'll certainly get a great benefit out of it. What is soul and what is mind? How we have to take the decisions with soul or mind? Soul is different from mind, right? See, I have a gross body which is made up of earth, water, ether, air, fire. And there is a subtle body called mind, intelligence, false ego. Inside that there is a soul, right? So there is a lot of difference between soul and mind. So mind is material, soul is spiritual. That's what Atma. So when the soul leaves the body, the person is dead. If the soul inside the body, person is living. So basically it's a vast subject. We will have a lot of sessions in future. You kindly just get connected to us, Raghav, then we should be able to teach you more on these lines.
I hope Raghav has filled this form. We'll be discussing more elaborately on soul in our Discover Yourself
session.
Sir? Yes.
Sir, a lot of people says mind and heart. We have to take decisions from heart. What is the really difference between mind and heart?
Good question. So
A lot of members say mind says wrong. Mind says negative things. Take decision from heart. Think from heart. So what really mean that?
no. So there are two things here. One is head, another is heart. Right? Yeah. So head means it generally covers with mind. Heart means it covers with more of emotions, right? So whether you wanted to take a decisions with mind or heart, to understand that we need to first understand what is body, what is mind, what is intelligence, what is ego, what is soul. So generally the close has a closer connection with heart, has a closer connection with the soul. Heart really does not mean that the heart you see in your heart. Heart is something which is connected with the soul. So now when somebody has a close connection with the soul, for example, the person who has realized the self, that is not body, is the soul, you basically fundamentally have the compassion, right? For example, forgiving others, right? Not becoming envious and jealous of others. These are the qualities which are connected to the soul, which are further connected to the heart. So that's why if you really understand these principles from the perspective of the Indian Vedic wisdom, then if you work with your heart and soul, that's very nice, right? Does that make some sense?
Sir,
Yes.
these superstitions, superstitions nijanga avtaya, sir? Like they exist. Superstitions like mantras.
What you are telling? Can you please repeat?
She's asking, is all the superstitions, mantras, are they real? Are they true?
You
Does they work?
practice now? No. See, for example, I do every day mantra meditation for 2 hours. It really helps, right? It's especially from one's perspective, one can have, for example, most of us have a problem of concentration, right? For example, we cannot focus on anything for a long time. But when you focus on something repeatedly, saying some mantra and hearing, your absorption will increase. I'm just telling, it has many, many benefits. At a superficial level, you can say that. But see, these are all the things which are experience. I may say something, you may, if you not feel really it's correct or wrong. The best thing is one has to practice and realize it. So the best thing is stay connected and you learn from us. You put yourself in practice, then you will certainly get to know whether it makes sense or not.
There's a saying that the taste of the pudding is in its eating. Everything cannot be analyzed intellectually. Some things has to be experienced.
So what is intuition? Should we really follow it? Is it always true? So intuition means something which you can't most of the times mathematically describe it. Over a period of time, right, the way you train your mind and intelligence will started to think, which you cannot really put in terms of the mathematical formation. That's loosely speaking what is intuition. So whether you have to follow really intuition or not is very difficult to answer. But what I can confidently say is that you follow well-proven methods that will give you the success. Sometimes our intuition may be wrong because we are put in a situations where we have been wrongly trained, so our intuitions also can be wrong. That's why we should always stay in a good association to learn the right things. Then your intuition also becomes right. Then you can follow it. Till that point, we should always stay in a good association, practice the things as said by the seniors who are good. Then we should be able to excel in life. So there is a question: what is the difference between to think and overthink? To think means to think about the situation, understand about the situation, and seeing the consequences of it and acting on them. To overthink means unnecessarily getting fear that this may happen, that may happen, and over planning it. That may not help. So one should think, but unnecessarily overthink and waste of time. See, there are two things in our life. One is called circle of influence. Another thing is called circle of concern. Circle of influence means by doing those things, I can influence the situation. Circle of concern means I have a concern for it, but I cannot do anything about it. For example, you have an exam. Now, you should worry about what all chapters I have to study and how to prepare and write the exam. You should not worry who will set the question paper, whether he has fought with his wife, whether this question has come in the previous, it will come. So some things which are beyond our control, we should never overthink about them. We should think what is in our control and act on them. Now, how to face the fear? Oh my God, there are a lot of questions here. Yeah, why do we become fearful? The reason is, there are multiple reasons. The fundamental reason is we don't know the reality, right? The reality, to understand, one should really contemplate and introspect oneself. For example, the greatest fear one has is losing things, right? For example, if somebody has 100 crores of money and he has a fear of losing it. If somebody is always getting a first rank, he has a fear of losing it, right? But one should actually understand the true identity that I'm really working my best and I leave the rest of the results to the God. If one works on the spirit, he will never become fearful, because there is nothing to fear, because the fear comes because of the tendency to lose. But as Gita says, the right spirit is to work with the right attitude. We should never worry about the results. Whether the results come or not is not our we cannot do anything about it, but we should do our best and leave rest to the God, then we will not be fearful. My God, there are so many questions. Okay. How long can we go, Anuk?
Sir, 8:15, sir, as discussed.
Okay, what is the time now?
It's still 8 o'clock.
Oh, okay, we have 15 minutes, no problem. Okay, I can answer a couple of more questions.
Yes.
Okay. Hyperactiveness will affect us. Someone says that our overactivate, your bad, don't overact, is this sense. What does she say? Anu, can you get?
Sorry, sir. I'm just trying.
Oh, she sent me a message. Okay. She says hyperactiveness will affect us. Someone's
will hyperactive affect us.
Oh, okay. If you're hyperactive, is it good or bad? Something like that. You can be hyperactive on the right things, but not on the wrong things. Sometimes it's not really advisable to be hyperactive, but if you are hyperactive on good things, that's good. For example, you want to learn good things, you can be more active on it. There is no problem. But if you show same interest on wrong things, it's bad. Yes.
Sir, how do we know it is bad or it is good? Not particular situations.
Oh, great. So it's very relative whether something is good or bad. For example, you take arsenic, for example, right? There are some chemicals which you consume more, it's bad. And if you consume less, it can be used as a medicine. So basically, whether good or bad is relative in this world. But one thing we should understand is that by doing that act, whether your consciousness is going up or down, that is the check. So what is meaning of consciousness, to be loosely speaking, is that by doing this act, am I giving trouble to the nature, to the people around me, and to the living entities around me? If it is troubling them more, means your consciousness is going low. If you are actually by doing that, if you are uplifting your consciousness, you are becoming a better person, that is good. This is loosely speaking, but this is a relative world. It's very difficult to define what is good or bad. So to understand this more, I think you should understand. You attend more talks. You can understand. Yes. So there's a question. What is a subconscious mind? Yes.
So these will be every day, sir? These Zoom meeting?
Oh, not every day. Weekly ones.
No. We are not. We may not have every day because all the students may not have that much time. Means if you have time, we are ready. We may try to arrange. But point is,
Sir,
yes.
Sir, what is mean by real personality?
Okay, just a second. I'll just answer my question. These sessions will definitely happen every week weekend, Saturdays and Sundays. So we are starting Discover Yourself sessions, which are a series of 6 sessions, and we'll be having those sessions during the weekends in the evening, like this only at 6 o'clock. Yeah. So I think this answers one question. And Hema, you can ask.
Sir, what is mean by real personality?
So, personality types are many, right? So, on personality types itself, we have one big session. But a good personality is the one who works with a great vision with noble qualities. He is said to be a good personality type. So to get more details, you stay connected. We have one session on the personality types itself. Sorry to be cut in short. So as I was telling, one is considered to be having a good personality type. If he has a vision, noble vision, and is driven by good values, and he works for the benefit of all living entities, he is good personality type. I hope that is a shortcut answer for your long question. So how to decrease overthinking? Yeah, to decrease overthinking, we should know reality and we should have a sense of urgency and acting things. See, by overthinking, thinking, see, there is a saying, worry, it will bury. It will bury us. So we should not worry too much about anything. We should not overthink anything about it. We should see, as I was telling you, there is a circle of influence, there is a circle of concern. One should have circle of influence. Sorry, one should basically focus on circle of influence, not on circle of concern. For example, there is a tea shop wala. His business is to sell the tea and make money. If he thinks about what Prime Minister Modi is taking, what policies he's talking, he cannot do much influence there. He can do his business. So many times by minding our own business, we can actually don't overthink on things, because it means that we should not worry too much about. So what is the relationship between empowerment and poverty? So which part?
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Just a second. Then, sir, I think he's getting his technical issues right. Just give me a minute. I'll contact sir. Yeah, he's back.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Let me just open the questions you have. Oh, Anup, I'm sorry. Because I lost the connection, the questions are gone. I'm really sorry.
No, his Wi-Fi is working.
Oh, no, it's back. Hello, Anup?
Yes, sir, I can hear you. So, friends, those who have questions,
I can continue with the question where I left. I'm talking about the poverty and empowerment. So I told you two types of the poverty. And the other type, empowerment basically means that you give a skill to a person. By learning that skill, a person can become self-sufficient, and he can enable himself to live his life happily. That's the point. Okay.
So, friends,
so assuming I have chosen to believe. I got a few questions again here back.
Okay. We request you to put publicly so that whenever there is a network issues, we don't lose the questions.
Sir, assuming I have chosen to believe in God, or particularly a certain religion, but my society and family does not believe in the religion I believe in, do I admit or hide? If they reject, do I rebel or compromise? Venkat, nice question. See, I'll tell you one thing. By believing in God, you don't lose anything. One person comes to one Swamiji and asks him a question. Swami, why you people are believing in God? By believing in God, what did you really find? By believing God, you are avoiding this and this, not going to movies, not doing this, not doing that, not doing that. Did you not really lose anything in life? Then Swamiji asked him back a question. He said, see, by believing in God, we actually helped ourselves, helped in the society. We always had a positive thoughts in life. We have lived a happy life. If at the end of the life, even I come to know there is no God, there is nothing lost, it is really a lost. And for example, if you come to know that there is a God at the end of the life, what will you do? What is your situation? He challenged him back. So that God answers you part of your question. Now, all the religions actually speak the same truth, right? But we have to understand the truth and follow the truth, right? See, religion is not a blind faith or sentiment. It's a scientific process. You apply the principles, you walk on those principles, you'll get suddenly a realization on it. But one should not change the rules and regulations given by scriptural injunctions of that particular path for the sake of comfort, right? Then it will not lead to any path. So coming to whether I have to admit that I am following this path or do I have to hide it, I don't think you have to really hide or admit or whatever it is. It basically, if you really believe in that path, and if it is according to the scriptural injunctions, and by following that path, you have become a person who can understand and protect and increase your consciousness, and also you help your consciousness to grow, and you respect all living entities, right? And reciprocate with every living entity according to your position and their position. Certainly you can follow that path. There is no doubt in it. But at a given point of time, if it is actually hiding the truth helps you, maybe you have to hide for a certain time, but not a long time. But you should not become a rebellious about it, right? Because your parents have given so much love and care from childhood. They have given so many things for you, and they have done all this without any expectation. So you should not become rebellious towards them. Sir, I had a stage fear, simply like a phobia. Even I had much content with me, but I'm not able to express it. Can you suggest me something to work on this? Excellent. You have a nice content, that itself is a positive thing. So when you have a stage fear, the best thing is you call the people who positively encourage, one or two, and you started presenting to them, right? When you keep on doing this for over a period of time, and you should be able to easily lose it. But the best thing is to practice it. If you think that if I have stage fear and you never present it, you will never lose the stage fear. When you start practicing it, you'll get it. Can you suggest some good books on self-development, self-awareness? Stay connected, you'll get wonderful things. Sir, I had a stage fear, simply like phobia. Okay, I answered this question. Okay, done here. If there are any further questions, you can ask here. Yes.
Sir, I have
Yes,
feelings
please.
which I feel everything extremely. Like if I feel happy, I feel extremely sad. I feel extremely. I don't know how to control them. Can you suggest me?
You are, yes. You are basically becoming unbalanced. So when you are become basically unbalanced means you are, see, in life there are 4 Qs: physical quotient, emotional, intellectual quotient, emotional quotient, and spiritual. When you basically are too distressed, to avoid this, the best thing is you should stay connected with the people who have a strong EQ. So I suggest you will stay connected with our sessions. We connect with good mentors. They should be able to help you with this good, strong EQ.
Sir, your voice has disconnected. Please wait, friends. Sir will connect soon. And you can please post your questions publicly only so that they will not be lost.
I'm sorry, I lost the connection again. Hello?
Hello, sir. I'm able to hear you. Thank you for coming back. And we have some questions. How to work on self-development? How to deal with someone if someone avoids us? That is one question from Dinisha. Your voice is getting disconnected, sir.
This Geo connection is poor here.
She's my wife is getting fine.
Wi-Fi is fine, huh?
Wi-Fi is fine. Why don't you connect to Wi-Fi?
It's getting disconnected, so I connected back to this.
You switch off. Can you switch off selectively your mobile data?
I turned off now.
Okay.
Anu, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now clearly.
Great. Yeah, I'm sorry, Anu, you were asking something. Can you repeat that?
Yeah, there's a question from Dinisha. How to work on self-development? How to deal with someone if he avoids us, if he or she avoids us?
Correct. Yeah, I was trying to answer that. Yeah, if you give respect and if they don't give us back, there is nothing to lose. If you give love, if they don't give love to us, there is nothing to see. While giving, there is no problem, but if in return, if we expect it, there is a problem. So if people are neglecting us, so we should not worry too much about it, because there are so many people in the world. Some people neglect us, some people also want to be with us. So you can always choose the good people whom they want to be with you and be positive about it, because it's not that everybody should like us, because all our likes may not be their likes, all our dislikes may not be their dislikes. That's why there is some mismatch between the personalities. You don't need to worry so much about it. You don't associate with the people, associate the people who help you.
Sir, I have split personality disorder. How can I overcome? Question from Veer Raghav Reddy.
Yeah. You stay connected with us.
He's not aparichitu.
Yeah. I understand. So don't worry about it. You stay connected with us. Actually, we get all these problems because we don't know what is our true identity. Because we don't have a true identity, we contemplate and speculate on too much. To have different identities, we get these problems. So when we know our real identity, that we'll teach you in the future classes, you should be able to overcome all these problems. Thank you.
Sir?
Yes?
Sir, when I am already correct, but someone says I'm wrong, then I feel so extreme emotions. I can't balance it. How can I control it, sir?
So that's what I was telling now. We should not expect too much respect or we should not have too many expectations from others. We should do our best and leave the rest to the God. That's a principle. If you follow, you will not see. You know that it is good. You know that it is true. You are walking on that path. That itself is great. That means you are wonderful personality. So you should feel positive about it. If somebody says about, I'll tell you a crude example. Don't mistake me. There is an elephant which has taken fresh bath, and it has two paths to walk to the temple. It's going to the temple for somebody who wants to take that elephant.
Please stay tuned. Sir will connect back. Okay. Your mobile seems to have less charge. Sure, sir. Sir is joining us back. Just give him a minute.
Yeah, Anuk, I'm back.
Yes, sir. Welcome.
Yeah, so she's asking a question. I'm sorry, I lost.
Yes, she was asking. I think she's here only. Joshna Priya.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yes, sir.
She was asking that she has, like, she gets extreme happiness or
happiness or
distress.
yes. So that's what I'm telling. No, not that was not the question. I think she was asking.
Sir, I'm asking that when I'm right, even though I'm right, but others say it wrong.
Yeah, you are walking on the right path. So I think you should continue walking on it. And if you have too many no's from the people around you, I think you are not in the right circle.
One second, sir. This question also asked by someone else like Miskan Vishal, I think. I'm sorry about that. Sorry.
Already some people asked you.
He asked me. He asked me that. That's why.
Sure. Okay, no problem. Okay, any further questions? Okay, great then. Thank you.
There are some questions.
Oh, questions. Where they are in chat, huh?
Yeah. So those who wants to take leave, you can leave. Those who have questions, they can stay back. If sir, are you okay? Are you okay for?
I think we can have some other session because I went for a work and I just came in between. I have to do a couple of things. So if that is okay, there are 2 questions here. I'll answer them and we can break for the day, I think.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sir, I'm so worried about losing my loved ones. Like I'm imagining all the negative things happen to them when they are not with me. How to deal with it? You have to have a positive thoughts. I think you should have a good friends and positive thoughts and read the good books. Spend time with the people who have a highly spiritual inclined. I think you should get a good thoughts. You understand what is the reality of life. Don't worry. Is selfishness good? Of course, selfishness is not good, but sometimes selfishness is also good. For example, you board a flight. What do they say? Well, first you wear the mask, then you help others to wear the mask. Their selfishness is good because unless you got protected, you cannot protect others, right? That's why you have to apply it in a very cautiously, in a context, right context. Otherwise, it's not in itself, it's bad. But if you use it with the right spirit, it's good.
So friends, seeing all your questions, we feel that these questions are coming from there is a root question you all must be having. What I feel is all your questions and problems, we will be addressing the root problem of all these questions. Like your questions are about God, about mind, about soul. These all will be more scientifically discussed in our further future sessions. We have just given a touch in this session about mind. So you don't worry about that. You can just for now you just can fill that form. I hope you have already filled. That is very much enough and sufficient. So I think we are done with for the day. So please stay in touch through the WhatsApp groups, and I think that will be sufficient enough. Don't worry so much. Be cool. Okay, there is somebody is asking one question. That depends on you, sir. I leave it to you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, let me answer this question. What she says. Vasant. I have one doubt. Yeah, Vasant, please go ahead.
You want to unmute yourself? You can unmute yourself and please ask.
Vasant, please go ahead. When it comes to self-respect and love towards a person, which way is more? It is tough to answer. It is actually person, and it is context dependent. But I think we should be compassionate towards other people more than proving what we are. I think that's my answer. Yes. Any further questions? Okay, Anuk, I think we can end and we can take more questions in their future sessions. Yes.
Small question, sir. Sir, there is any other alternate instead of doing meditation?
What is wrong with meditation? Why don't you like it?
No, sir, it gets boring.
Oh, we have excellent meditation techniques. It is a more scientific and authentic meditation technique through which you will never.
Of course, it's true, sir, and it's also a fact. But it's boring. Anything else which is interesting and which is enjoyable.
Hold on. You stay connected with us. We'll teach you the more techniques. But see, you wanted to have a 100 days course on one day. It doesn't work. You have to take day by day insight. You please stay with us, connected with our group, then we'll teach you more.
Sure, sir.
Thank you. Okay, great, Anuk, and thanks, friends. Thanks for joining us today. And I'm sorry I made you to wait for some time. Things were beyond my control. I'm sorry for that.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable time and giving us, in spite of your busy schedules.
Thank you.
I also thank from our Evolve group to all the students who have participated very enthusiastically, asking your questions. We know you must be having more questions. You can be patient. Patience is the price for 1 week.
Okay.
So we do have experienced mentors who can always help. So please stay connected, and we thank you all, and we'll stay connected. I hope to see you all in our Discover Yourself course sessions. Thank you very much.
Thank you all. Thank you.